Welcome to Strip Cover Lit. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
And we're here for some variety.
Variety hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't realize why I just fizzled there, like, oh, we're done.
Yeah, I thought you had stuff to talk about.
Do I ever have stuff to talk about?
Do we ever have stuff to talk about?
People wholeheartedly watch this just to listen to us, like, bullshit about our lives and ramble.
I think the reason people watch this is because they're expecting that at some point we're going to come to blows.
Just like, we're going to film the fist fight and then just upload it anyway.
Later on, I'll be like, you know what, I'm not taking that out.
We're going to leave
I'm not taking that out.
It's going to be okay.
I'm putting that on the internet.
Well, do you have anything exciting this week in the world of Adrian?
This week, no. Not that I know of.
Okay.
What about yourself?
This week, no. It's been a weird week, and I've done nothing but just, like, work and exist. This weekend, though, I've got some plans I'm kind of excited about. I'm going to be going to the Heart of America Shakespeare Festival tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be watching some Shakespeare.
Okay.
That's always a great thing. I'm going to go see Much Ado About Nothing.
We supposedly have one of the best in the Midwest, from what I understand.
This festival is apparently the top of the line for Shakespeare, and it's in Kansas City every year. And it's free, still free. And it's a celebration of Shakespeare. They do live performances from professionals. They have a children's theater that do little bits. It's a good thing.
What are you going to be seeing?
I'm going to go see Much Ado About Nothing. I was there last year, and I saw Hamlet. So, I mean...
Much Ado About Nothing. Speaking of variety hour.
You peak with Hamlet. You don't get much better than Hamlet. I was a little disappointed in some choices that were made, but it was damn quality. Damn good quality.
What are the disappointing choices?
Okay, when you're thinking about Hamlet, what's the one scene, the one quote that you have to nail?
To be or not to be.
Exactly. And everybody has to make their own mark on it, take their own liberties. It was awful the way the guy did it.
David Tennant was Hamlet at one point.
On YouTube?
On YouTube, there is a documentary, I believe, about Hamlet that David Tennant is... I think it's about Hamlet. It might be just about Shakespeare. But he definitely has a big deal about the to be or not to be.
You can watch that entire performance. It's David Tennant and Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
In Hamlet. And holy shit, is that a good version.
Really?
I love David Tennant to start with. And that whole to be or not to be scene, gorgeous. From David Tennant. This guy did this weird thing where he's like, I don't even know how to do the enunciation he had, but he was very rushed. He's like, to be or not, that's the question. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. Don't you ruin Shakespeare.
Leaving none of the grandiose in the delivery.
That's the moment, the quintessential moment of Hamlet.
Well, it's probably this new age. You know what, man? Don't overdo it. Don't overact it, man.
And it's always the question, is it the actor's choice? Is it the director's choice?
Sure.
I don't remember this actor's name, and I apologize, but he was a big name. He was in a game of cards. House of Cards.
House of Cards?
House of Cards on Netflix.
You sound like Adrian there.
Excuse me.
Game of Houses? House of Thrones? I don't know.
He was a major character in House of Cards on Netflix, so he's got some chops behind him. He's not a bad actor. Just a poor choice on that there.
So, was it around the same time last year?
Yeah, it's in the summer every year.
Was it 1,000 degrees outside? Because that might have been the reason for rushing through that.
Fair. Last year, it was pretty miserable. I mean, I remember sitting outside and just sweltering heat. This year, it's supposed to be a high of 80 that night. So, it's going to be gorgeous. I'm excited. I did Much Ado About Nothing way back when in community theater. So, I'm excited to, see a performance of it. So, it's going to be a good thing.
How much stage have you done?
I've done a lot of stage. I did stage consistently every year, every summer for about 12 years.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, when I first went to college, I was going to be a theater major.
Yeah, I think you told me that.
What I wanted to do. I wanted to teach theater, and then I realized theater major, I'm never going to get a job. How about literature? That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah, you got a job with literature.
Well, I went to teaching first. I'm going to teach English, and then I'm like, nope, I'm just going to backtrack, and then I'm literature it is.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good thing. I've done a lot of shows. I'm excited to see a show that I've done in a professional setting, so it's always fun.
I've done a little bit of theater.
Okay.
I did a play at a community college where we ended up celebrating. This would have been 2008, 2009. We celebrated. I guess Maple Woods was founded in 1969.
Okay.
So we celebrated the year of 1969. So we did a scene from Last of the Red Hot Lovers. We did scenes from a couple other things. We did a knockoff of some British show where the we were all standing on stage, and the spotlight would find one of us, and we'd deliver our quip, and then another one, and things like that. And it was my first foray into public nudity.
Hey.
So there was at the time, I was ripped.
Okay.
I was ripped. And this sounds a lot creepier than it is, but the guy who was putting on the play, the professor theater professor there, worked out at the gym as well.
Okay.
And I was in there changing one day, and he said, we got this thing, and I get the part was holding a sign. I had my underwear on, but I had a sign in front of me, so I looked like I was naked.
Okay.
And it said 1969, and I was giving all of these facts about 1969.
Okay.
But it just looked like I was naked on stage. So that was
Yeah.
the first thing I did, and then I did a black box play at Missouri Western, which there was another deal with nudity there too.
Hey.
So
Sounds like you've got a calling.
well, shut your mouth. In a black box play that involves costume change,
Yeah.
where do you do it?
As soon as you get backstage in the big
There's no
gaggle
backstage.
of people. Oh, really?
I was in the hallway.
You were in the box. Okay.
I was in the hallway, changing in the hallway. So I don't think she watched the show. Fuck her. There is a proportionally large Mormon population in St. Joe.
Yes.
And one of the girls who was helping with this show was a Mormon girl. And she, I guess, had a huge crush on me.
Aww.
I didn't know this at the time, right? So it just so happened, and this is all in retrospect, there was this bench outside the classroom, or outside of the black box, that we would do our scene, cycle out, change our clothes, go back. She just happened to be doing her homework on that bench every night.
Yeah.
Every night of this play, and I'm like, I got to do what I got to do. I got to stage my clothes out there. I got to go out and I got to change. And right next to her, I'm sitting there in my skippies, putting my pants on, putting my shirt on, and everything. And I didn't put it together until years later. Oh, wait a minute. That's why you were staged there. You're a fucking creep.
Fair enough. I've done a lot of shows. I love theater. I wish I still had the time to do theater. The last show that I ever did was the first show that I ever dropped out of. And like that killed me, man. But I was
What was the show?
Fiddler on the Roof. And obviously, like, they wanted, let's get the guy who looks like he's Jewish, get him Fiddler on the Roof. It's a small town.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't audition. I got a call from the director. He's like, hey, I need you. I'm like, well, okay, yeah, I can help you out. And I did it for like a week, and nothing bad against that theater company, but it was not in a good place, and I'm not doing that. It was bad. Like when you're sitting down, like especially when you're doing musical theater, you're practicing all this. They wanted me to sing a part that was, I have a decent range as a singer, but they wanted me to sing a part that wasn't my part because they needed somebody that was well out of my range. And I'm like, okay, but like this is high for me. And it got to the point they're like, well, we'll just cut that part, and everybody just move your lips on stage, pretend like you're singing. Like, I'm not fucking doing that. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. We're not gonna just throw together a production because we can't fix it. You're a musical director, fucking fix it. But that was the last show.
That was the last one. Not the
last
first
one. No, the first one. I don't remember the first show. I'm sure I was a kid. But shit, I've done Hunchback of Notre Dame, Wizard of Oz, Romeo and Juliet, Much Ado About Nothing.
Who were you in Wizard of Oz?
Who do you think I was?
I would guess the Cowardly Lion.
You would be absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is while you were furry?
This is why I was furry, and I had my long hair at the time, and they just put little ears on top of my giant afro.
On top of it?
Yes.
All the way on top. So they were hanging probably down here by the time the show ended.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Yeah.
It was fun. I've done Grease, and yeah, I love it. It's a good time.
How come you're not in theater now?
I don't have the time. The job that I work now, there is always the possibility that I will get locked in and stay.
Well, you have understudies, don't you? Isn't that...
You do, but in like small town, small community theater, you usually do 1 weekend, 2 weekend shows. I'm not going to dedicate 6 to 8 weeks of my life, have people rely on me, and the day of the show not be able to contact anyone because I'm stuck at work.
How many times has that happened, though? That you've been stuck at work?
It's happened before. I've been locked in before, and like I'm not willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
So I've just kind of put it to rest. I'd like to get back into it at some point in time. We'll see.
Yeah.
I've also done one that I think I'm ashamed to admit that I've done. Do you know what High School Musical is?
I do not.
It was a Disney phenomenon about, kids in high school singing. And I was a part of that. I was a live production of that, and I am ashamed to this day that I did that.
Really?
Yeah. So if you would like to learn how to do the High School Musical dance, we can make that happen for you.
That is not going to happen, but I am fascinated in what role you played.
We'll get into that. I was Chad, and I'm sure anyone who has seen that...
I know what the popular term Chad means.
Isn't that funny? It was an interesting show. But anyway,
is that what that's from, I wonder?
No, it's not. However, I love theater. It was always a great time. I do miss it. I still go back. The high school that I graduated from, when they do their productions, they usually invite me back to come give notes to the kids, help them out with certain parts they're having trouble with, and that's really appreciated. I really like doing that.
What is your dream role for theater? What would you, if they came to you and they said, Dalton, we're doing anything you want.
Do I have to pick one?
What role do you want? Yeah, of course you do.
It has to be one. I have justification for a lot of them.
Okay, well, go into a few.
I've always wanted to do Tom Collins in Rent. Tom Collins is my vocal range for singing, and I love the part. I think it's wonderful. It's always been a big part that I've wanted to do. My father's favorite show is Man of La Mancha, Don Quixote. I've always wanted to be Don Quixote for him. But that's an old man's role, so probably never going to be a thing. But those are two that I really would just kill to do.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
If you were to direct a play, what would you direct? I would want to play Gaston.
Okay.
I would want to play Gaston at some point.
I've actually, the community theater I used to be involved with, they were trying to get the rights of Beauty and the Beast because they wanted me to do the Beast.
Yeah.
But they were touring, so we couldn't get the rights that year, and it just never happened. So, Beauty and the Beast would be a fun show. But I have directed a play.
Yeah.
I directed Harvey. Are you familiar with Harvey? There was an old 50s film version with Jimmy Stewart, where, if you've been to my house, you've seen the painting of the rabbit that I have. That's from that show.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were going to adapt something to a play, what would you want to do? Like a book. A book into a play, or a character. It could be a character, like Spider-Man the Musical.
Oh, God, no. Let's never talk about Spider-Man the Musical. If Jeremy's watching right now, fuck yourself. It's terrible.
Jeremy?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a difficult question. I think a lot of good theater can come from good literature, but sometimes when it's done wrong, it's painful.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think Faulkner, in general, would make a good play.
Okay.
He's very much about family dynamic, about small town dynamic, about things like that. So I think that a lot of that could go into making a good play.
That small town family dynamic, I did Thornton Wilder's Our Town once, and I'm good now. I never want to do the small town family dynamic.
What's that?
Our Town is just awful. Have you ever read it? Are you familiar with it?
No.
Okay. It's about our town.
Our Town.
Yeah,
What do you
kids growing up, they fall in love. There's an omnipresent narrator who just kind of moves them through the motions of life. It's just terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, terrible.
Just grueling. There's nothing interesting about it. It's not fun. It's very... you just feel complacent when you're performing it.
Yeah.
You're just there for the motions because it's very somber. It's not in a good way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All kinds of shows. I think Sweeney Todd would always be a blast. There are certain plays that I really love. I love Agnes of God, and I guarantee no one has ever read or seen Agnes of God. But anyway, that's theater in a nutshell. Big part of my life. I'd love to get back into it someday.
Do you think you ever will?
I would like to hope so. If I was working a job where overtime was not constantly mandatory, where I would know that I would be home on time every day, I think I probably would. Most theater productions that I've worked with, I did some at the community theater in St. Joe at the Missouri Theater. Practices were from 6 to 9 every night, and 4 weeks, and you were doing the show.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever want to do theater again.
Why is that?
Just the pressure of having to memorize the lines.
Okay.
And it's not like I've done some small films too. And there's definitely pressure there because you don't want to let everybody down. You got to reset all this stuff. But being in front of people, like I was constantly having anxiety about that.
Okay.
Just the whole, if I'm on stage and I don't have the line, man, it's not coming to me.
It's a scary place.
Because I'm not, for whatever reason, I'm not the guy that's, I can perform in pressure-packed situations. The minute I stumble, I'm done.
Okay.
Right? So I'm not the guy that could forget a line. I got it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It would be, shit. There's more
enough.
scenes after this. I'm going to go home, guys.
You know, there are some people who get, like, just devoutly into character. And, like, they stay in character backstage. I am not that person.
Yeah.
I am the one who's, like, trying to sneak a cigarette behind, like, the closed door in the back of the theater. And I'm like, shit, I got to get on stage. Go into character. You're fine. Memorization's never been an issue with me, though. I'm pretty quick to memorize.
And see, that's the thing. Like, it's never been an issue.
It's
for
that
me.
nervous feeling about it. Okay.
Yeah, I am nervous about it. It's never been an issue. And I think that's a lot of the things in my life that have never been an issue are the things that I'm super nervous about.
Okay.
I'm always afraid that if I'm 5 minutes late to work, they're just going to go ahead and fire me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm always on time. I am that type of retentive about that type of thing. I think it's probably abandonment issues. You know what I mean? Like, if I forget my line, they're going to go ahead and shoot me.
Yeah, fair enough.
If I'm 5 minutes late to work, they're going to go ahead and fire me. So don't do that. You have to buy food this month, right?
See, I'm at a very different level at work. When, like, someone important comes in the middle of the night, I'm like, well, this is it. Took them long enough.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get me out of here on time. I'd like to leave in a timely fashion.
Oh yeah, I definitely. Whenever I pull up and there's like a strange car in the parking lot,
Yeah.
because I'm the overnight guy too. So by the time I get there, I know most of the cars that are in the parking lots, especially where the employees park.
Yeah.
So if there's some big fancy black car sitting there, I'm like, well,
Had a good
I'm
run.
done.
Yeah, it was a good run.
So I don't know. Like I've always in the. I had to explain this to my manager as well. Whenever something goes wrong, I'm always afraid that I'm going to be fired for it, despite that I know I didn't do it.
Okay.
Because the household that I grew up in, something goes wrong, everyone's life is ruined.
Okay.
Right? Something breaks. Dad's not fixing it. He's just going to yell at everybody, and you're going to feel like suicide. You know what I mean? So whenever and especially in retail, you deal a lot with money.
Yes.
So every time, I'm not a thief. I know I didn't steal anything.
Yeah.
But if there was a money issue,
You're going to assume that people thought you took. Yeah. I get you. I get you. It is interesting. I don't know, man. I'm so over this. I'm looking for a job change within a month or so.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm very done being in law enforcement. I am over it. I don't care what I do. I might go work retail again. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Yeah.
But that time's come. It's necessary.
well, your old stomping grounds aren't there anymore, right?
Well, technically, they kind of are.
It changed.
They
right?
changed.
It was Hastings.
It used to be Hastings Entertainment, and that company has gone under, and now a new company is there, and it's essentially the same store.
Is it?
And I could go back to work there if I wanted to, but like, I would like to make at least close to what I'm making now.
And there's no chance.
Not a chance. It'd be back to like minimum wage.
Yeah,
and I
there's no
can't do
money
that.
in retail. There's no money in retail.
And like, it's always come like across, like, it's always been my backup. I'm like, well, I could go sell insurance.
Yeah.
That's like my backup job, like the soul sucking like backup. But like, it's always there, and I could do it, and I could make money, but that just
Not looking like this.
sounds awful. Yeah, absolutely.
No, not looking like this.
I look reputable. People would buy things from me.
They would buy things from you, not insurance. It is interesting how many former football players get into insurance sales. You know,
Yeah.
like that's the one thing you always hear is, well, I could always retire and go sell insurance. Doesn't strike me as a Dalton thing.
No. And like, that's the bitch of things. Like, sales, I could probably do it. I think the prospect of having to make a sale to make your monthly, quota would make me a nervous wreck. But I am fairly decent at talking people into things.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. So, like, used car salesman has always been in the back of my mind, that, like, sweet con artist, like, whatever. But I know nothing about cars. So I'd imagine somebody show up and be like, what's the gas mileage on this? Be like, well...
Pretty good.
Pretty good. As you can see, this car has 4 wheels. It's blue.
I gotta show you the engine if you want, but it might take me a minute.
Yeah, I think that's the thing in the front, but I've been fooled before.
I've thought about it too. I remember my first car was an Escort, 90-something Escort. And I bought it from a guy that said, we showed up, it was me and my mother. And he goes, Jesus Christ, look at this stout son of a bitch. It's like, well, I guess I got to buy my car from him.
Fair enough.
Right?
Have I ever told you about my first car?
No. Well, I think you've told me about your first car, not how you got it, if that's where we're going. The van?
The van, yeah. My first car was the van. I don't know if I've told this on the channel before. My first car was a Chevy conversion van with shag carpet on the floors, the walls, the ceilings, the foot pedal shaped like a foot, completely empty in the back except a couch that folded out into a bed. I peaked early in life. And I am so sad that I don't have that car anymore. Because
people would buy something from you, but I don't think it's insurance.
Let me tell you, looking the way I look and driving that van, I would get on the highway and just immediately pull over because there's a cop coming.
Yeah.
And he's going to search this car.
Yeah.
At one point in time, I had my Elton John sunglasses on, driving that van. I had a bag of beef jerky buckled into the passenger seat and a dime bag of cake mix, because I thought it was funny, stashed in the cabinet. Let me tell you, when they find that dime bag of cake mix, they don't find it funny. And, like, you have to explain to them, like, seriously, that is cake mix. Look at the consistency of the powder. Let me taste it. I will eat it.
Oh, wow, that's cake
They
mix.
don't find it as funny as you do. But anyway, my sense of humor.
My first car, I used to have, didn't go to the greatest high school, gave a lot of rides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a lot of my friends had cars at the time. I used to keep a piece of paper in the glove compartment, and I would ask, hey, before we go, there's a piece of paper in that glove compartment. Do you think you could hand it to me real quick? Sure. So they'd pull it out, and there'd be one piece of paper in there.
Yeah.
So they'd hand it to me, and I'd open it up, and I'd do one of these deals. All right. So I'd hand it back to them.
Okay.
And of course they're going to look at the paper. The paper said brake left, gas right.
That's amazing.
So we're like, I only live like a mile away. I think I'm going to go.
I used to have that van, like, I did theater. We've talked about that just today. And I'd always take, like, the freshmen, all the kids in the theater department, they just pile in the van. I'd take them to practice after, school was done. So, like, it served its purpose. But after that, I upgraded to a Dodge Neon.
Ooh.
And that was the worst investment I've ever made in my life. But at one point, the trunk, I had it completely emptied out, and I'd put a fire pit in the trunk. Because, like, I'm the guy who just asks to get searched when I get pulled over. So they'd, like, have me pocket the trunk, and there'd just be a full-size fire pit. And they're like, why is this back there? I'm like, I don't know, you might need marshmallows sometime. Sometimes you got to pull over and have a marshmallow. And, like, they just, like, slowly shut the trunk, but, like, I think we're good here.
Talking about freshmen, if a freshman ever needed a ride home from football practice or whatever, I also had lipstick in my car. The freshman had to wear lipstick on the way home.
You're a terrible person.
Yeah, it was funny, though. It was definitely funny. Boy, I would not go back. So when I'm at work and I sell something like liquor or some of these medicines, you have to be 18 to buy it, or you have to be 21 to buy it, or whatever. So there will be some 50-year-old woman come through the line. I'll say, "You over 18?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a joke to get things started. And someone said this week, what I wouldn't give to go back. And I started thinking to myself, I wouldn't. There's no way.
Yeah.
I might be 33, and I haven't done anything with my life. But I wouldn't trade it for the potential and having to be 18 again.
Yeah.
No way.
I
Not
think
a chance.
that's more of a, you long for the glory days when things were easier and, like, knowing what you know now, you could
Everything
go back.
was so much harder.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh my God, it was so much worse.
It was a simple life. You woke up, you got to class, you did your thing, and that was it. I mean, nothing to it.
Well, 18 though. I mean, there's 1 year of that, and then you got to go straight into
College.
What was your time after high school like?
I graduated high school. I started working at Walmart for that summer, and I unloaded trucks.
Yeah.
That was the worst job I have ever had.
Really?
No air conditioning in the back of a semi in the middle of July, unloading dog food.
Yeah.
It's awful. It smells. I was tired every day. I did that just for the summer. Then I moved to St. Joe, went straight into college, started working at Hastings. So, like, it was a fairly simple transition.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. Not bad.
I had moved out. I had started community college. I was doing community college, working several jobs, struggling to pay the bills, struggling to pay the community college. There's no way I'd go back.
Yeah?
There's no way I'd go back.
Okay.
And there's no way, so it's like the old, I don't remember who said it, but it was about evolution. If you rolled the tape back on evolution, there's almost no way everything would evolve at the same rate, at the same time, do the same thing. If I rolled my life back 10 years, 15 years, there's no way I end up at the same place. Okay. And I'm not at the worst place. You know what I mean? Like, I got a lot of bills and things but it's from pursuing the education that I wanted.
Fair.
It is not from making mistakes. It is not from crashing cars. It's not from buying new cars. I made a lot of those decisions competently the first time.
Okay.
That if forced to go back, I don't know that I'd make the same one.
And and I understand, like, the Adrian social perspective is very skewed as compared to most people.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Exactly. But you do look at people, like, especially my age group, like, I'm getting close to having my student loans paid off. Like, I'm getting there. It's going to take a few more years, but, getting closer. Any debt that I have accrued, like, it's starting to get to the point of being managed. It's nice to actually have money. But you look at somebody who, like, went straight out of school and went into, like, a trade job or something and just blows their money. And, like, in the same age group, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that'd be really nice to have that, but, like, I've got to buy food this week, so there is an eventual payout. I think. There is.
So this is where we get into differences between you like experiences, I like life experiences.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You like to go places.
I do.
I like to have lived different places.
Okay.
I like to have worked different places.
Okay.
I like to collect those. Living experiences versus trial experiences, would you call it?
Fair enough. I like to travel. I like to experience new things. That is a lot of fun to me. And I wouldn't mind living in new places as well. But it's a lot more difficult to up and move as it is to go spend a couple weeks here.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Dalton sucks. So I enjoy life experiences, things you have to struggle through.
Okay.
I don't like to set up shop for a week or two.
No, I don't like the struggling aspect. Like, I enjoy going outside doing things. I like camping. But when I go, I'm not going to have my glasses the rest of the show. When I go camping, like, you take all the provisions with you. You think of all the necessary things you're going to need. This is what I'm eating this night. This is what I'm eating this night. Everything's there. You're getting away from, like, luxuries and nice things. So you're sleeping outside. You're cooking over a fire. But you're still taking those luxuries with you. It's an enjoyable experience. And absolutely, I like trying new things. I'm more than happy to go out and do anything. We're doing the Shakespeare Festival this weekend. I'm going to something called the Makers Fair, which is like a little festival for creators. It's very science-based, things like that. I enjoy doing things like that, absolutely.
See, I have to create life practices.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I just have to. Maybe it goes back to that sense of abandonment, right?
Okay.
I'm also constantly the guy who taps my pocket to make sure my keys are in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if I forget my keys, I go to the Walmarts and I drop my keys and lose them, I'm dead, right? I'm not going to survive that. That's just sort of the mindset I've got. So I'm sort of that, I won't say nervous Nelly, but a little bit.
It's fair, but you're also like a very dedicated person. Like if Adrian's going to work tonight, Adrian's going to work tonight. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that is
if the truck doesn't start, that means I'm walking.
Exactly. You have that survivalist instinct. I have wholeheartedly turned around because like I got to the car and like the door was a little bit frozen. I'm like, I don't want to chip that away. I'm going home.
So you slughorned right back into the house.
Shut your mouth. But. Yeah. Enjoy your Harry Potter reference. That's the only one you get today.
What did you say?
It's the only Harry Potter reference you get today. You're done. But anyway, I will all day, every day, trade going to work, going to do anything that's like that normal routine of life, to just going to do something fun and enjoyable. Like if somebody's having a celebration or something, like, yeah, absolutely, I'll be there tonight. No problem. If somebody wants to go out and do something, experience something new, I am the first person to go with them.
It's so strange, because if someone's having a celebration night, you should have said something yesterday.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. I'd have had a chance to be there. But for me, it goes, so it's my whole, again, it's my mentality about money.
Okay.
Money's not about availability, it's about sustainability.
Okay.
That's the only way you get anywhere with it.
Yeah.
It's not about availability, it's not what you've got, it's about what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Money's not about availability, it's about sustainability. And that is one of the ways that I have I mean, you look around, I don't have anything, but I've afforded myself opportunities.
Okay.
Right?
I've got a terrible perspective on things. You can always make more money. It's not that big of a deal to have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And like having that safety net, I do enjoy that. And like I've gotten away from that recently. It used to be a lot better than it was. But no, having that safety net, knowing if something goes wrong, it's taken care of. You could pay for it. It's fine. That's a great thing. But sometimes, man, you just got to kind of throw caution to the wind. Be like, yeah, I want to go do this. I want to go experience this. I want to go see what this is all about.
See, so this taking a risk, right?
Yeah.
I'm not against taking a risk, but I think we take risks in different ways.
You have to have some tangible payout for your risk.
I roll the bones.
Yeah.
That's where my gambling is. My gambling is taking the risks. Your gambling is literal gambling.
Fair.
That's an experience. That's what you like to do.
It is fun, yes.
My gambling is I roll the bones on myself.
Okay.
I'm going to go and I'm going to drop X amount of money on a worthless degree and just assume that at some point I am going to be worth the investment. That I am going to... So Warren Buffett said the best investment you can make is in yourself.
Okay.
And Warren Buffett's not a terrible guy to listen to.
You're looking financially. So I got to tell you this because it just popped into my head. So I'm getting ready to start grad school, right?
Yeah.
I'm only taking a few classes this year, kind of easing myself into it. I'm officially taking one fewer than I thought I was.
Really?
They called me the other day and they're like, Mr. Gentry. I'm like, that's never a good way to start a conversation when a strange number calls and asks for Mr. Gentry.
Well, it's like an automatic apology.
Yeah,
right?
Like something's wrong here. And they called and said that you signed up for this class and, we are going to be canceling that class and dropping it because not enough people made it. I'm like, oh, that's disappointing. Like, how many people, actually signed up for it? You.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, shit.
What was the class?
Qualitative Methods of Graduate Research and Writing.
You would think a lot of people would need that.
Yeah. And I was the only person who signed up for it. And apparently I'm not taking that class now.
That is a bad sign for your entire graduate program.
Uh-huh. It's looking iffy.
What classes are you taking?
I am taking History of the English Language for sure.
Which is going to suck.
Here's the thing. I've taken it before.
I know. We took it together.
And I enjoyed it.
Okay.
But
no, you didn't.
I did.
You enjoyed it because you never did the reading.
I enjoyed it because we got into linguistics and things like that. And we're going to talk about this in a second.
You enjoyed the conversations in class.
I enjoyed the conversations. Okay. But anyway, I'm taking History of the English Language, and I'm looking to fill that Qualitative Methods class because, I need something else. But my only other option would be taking, Literature for Children, and I don't want to do that.
I think that would be interesting.
No.
Okay.
I took Literature for Adolescents at one point, which was geared towards, a little bit of an older age range.
But not teens yet.
Did you take that one as well?
I took YA literature.
That was brutal. I didn't like it.
I think I've told this story on the channel before. That actually really helped my readership, that class.
Okay.
Because it was really... So I jumped straight from community college to James Joyce.
Ooh.
And literally my first literature class in university was James Joyce was the first novel we read, Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. Didn't get anywhere with it.
Okay.
And it was just this stultifying experience that, oh my God, I'm an idiot.
Okay.
This entire time I've been reading some things, but I'm an idiot. I have no idea what's going on here. So when I took that, what was it called? Literature
for adolescents.
I think it was YA literature. Literature
You
for young
read
adults.
Ursula Le Guin. You read
I
Daddy
didn't read
Longlegs.
I read Daddy Longlegs, but that was the youngest we went.
Okay.
We went up from there. But that class was really one of the ones that helped me say, okay, just calm down and look at the things that are going on.
Okay.
You don't have to know the entire canon of Western literature to be able to read things into this. Just look at the things that are going on. What can you extrapolate?
Okay.
So you're taking that one.
Am I taking that one now?
You're not
Oh,
taking
no, I'm not sure. I haven't looked around. I'm trying to find things that will work with my schedule that I'm not going to overwhelm myself with first. Because I'm like trying to transition
You're going to quit
into
strip
this.
cover lit again is what's going to happen.
I'm trying to avoid that. That's why I'm trying to work around a schedule, and I'm trying to find things that I'm like, okay, I can handle this class and this class coupled together. But as of right now, history of the English language is the only one that's solidified in there. Speaking of history of the English language,
Allow me to be the Hermione to your Ron Weasley and just caution you about that history of the English language. You don't remember the essays for that class, do you?
No, not off the top of my head.
Because you didn't read them. It's going to be brutal.
Okay.
You're going to need to hunker down.
All right.
Just prepare yourself beforehand.
Okay. When we took history of the English language, we talked a little bit about language acquisition, linguistics, things like that. We watched Coco the Gorilla. Yeah? You remember Coco?
I don't remember that.
The gorilla
Well, I mean, I
learned
know
sign language.
Coco. I don't remember that in the class.
Coco the gorilla just passed away.
Really?
Yes, I think 46 years old, something like that. But yeah, just passed away.
That sucks.
Yeah, it did. And that was a big thing. I really liked that class because I like the idea of linguistics and language acquisition and how a language becomes a language, the etymology behind things. That interests me and I enjoy that.
Yeah.
That's why I think I enjoy learning new languages, things like that. That's what sold that class for me. Different professor this time around. Graduate level. It's going to be a little more different.
It was graduate level last time.
It was
there
optional.
There was a couple assignments we didn't have to do or something.
And I'm going to be in that group now. I'm going to be doing all of this.
The ones that sit in the front of the class.
I'm not going to be sitting in the front
Dalton
of the class.
and I used to sit in the back and make fun of people.
I'm
what are the Muppets called?
the Muppets, Statler and Waldorf
Statler
from
and
the
Waldorf,
Muppets. Yeah.
was
I'm
us.
going to continue to sit in the back of the class and make fun of the people where I should be sitting.
There will be no Adrian with you this time.
I'm going to find my new Adrian, my grad level Adrian.
Yeah.
Unless you want to come audit a class with me, it should be fine.
Shit.
I mean, we should definitely look up a class with a Siebler. And just go sit in the back again.
And just laugh like that.
Yeah, we're still here. Don't forget about us. But it's going to be interesting. It's going back to college, and we'll see, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to. I don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
If you want to stick around here, I don't mean it in a condescending way, but I mean
it's going to be work.
This is work.
Yeah.
It's
going to be work. And that's the issue is undergrad career. I remember one semester where I'd go out at night, party, have a good time. Certain nights of the week I'd play Dungeons and Dragons until 7 o'clock in the morning when I had to leave to go to my first class.
Because you're Dalton.
Because I'm Dalton. And I'm looking at it now, I'm like, God, this is just going to be awful.
Yeah.
We'll see. But we're going to attempt to take it a little more seriously than we took the undergrad and try to get a little more worth out of it this time around.
You're going to have to.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Absolutely necessary.
You got nothing out of your undergrad degree.
I got a pretty piece of paper.
I never even picked that up. Did I ever tell you that?
You didn't pick up your diploma?
I have 3 degrees and 0 diplomas.
I hate you so much some days.
I have 3 degrees and 0 diplomas. I didn't walk at my community college. I didn't get my community college diploma. I do have my community college diploma because there's a funny story behind it. But I didn't walk when I graduated from Missouri Western. Didn't get my diploma there.
Okay.
Didn't walk when I got my master's degree. Didn't get my piece of paper there.
I did walk for mine. I wasn't the first person in my family to go on to college and get a degree, but I was one of very few and definitely the first of my generation to do that. My mother has her degree, but that's about it. So she really wanted me to do that, so I'm like, absolutely, I can go sit through the ceremony, it's fine. But I had a good friend of mine who is a teacher, And, like, I was talking about going to it, and he's like, it's really not that big a deal. And he broke it down for me. He's like, when you graduate high school, it's a huge deal. Your whole family's going to be there. You're going to walk for graduation. You're going to have the graduation party afterwards. Like, it's a big deal. When you graduate from your undergrad, a couple people might show up. You might go out to dinner afterwards. He's like, and when I got my master's, I went out and bought a TV. Yeah.
Yeah, I skipped all of it.
Yeah.
Didn't do any of it.
You didn't really miss much. Commencement is just...
Yeah, and see, my family is such that I went to university 50 miles up the road.
Yeah.
50 miles. There was not going to be anyone there.
Yeah.
Not going to be anyone there.
I walked for graduation, and I did have a graduation party afterwards, and, like, my whole family, we're very close and a very big family. They all showed up. We did a graduation party. Multiple kegs, because that's how we do shit. And it was also, like, I was getting ready to get on the plane in a couple days because I was going to do my semester in France. So it was kind of a goodbye thing. It was nice. I'm about it. Go on.
No, it's just, you wanted to have the fancy friends and go to the fancy places and not put in the work. It's a very slughorn thing to do.
You over it?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm really not.
We're never going to be over this. But anyway. We're going to see where this goes. But I will say one thing, and, like, maybe this is just me coming into old age, but, like, if you do go to your commencement ceremony, it is a very traditional thing. It is a ceremony. These motherfuckers who bedazzle their little hat piss me off.
No idea what you're talking about.
You never seen that? Like, people, you have the hats. What's the word I'm looking for? Motorboard? Something like that?
Don't ask me. I never had one.
Okay, anyway. They'll put, like, memes on it or bedazzle it and make it sparkly or put, like, sayings on it and it's supposed to be funny. No! God damn it, you go sit there and you respect the people who helped you get to this point. You go through the traditional ceremony. It just pisses me off. I'm sorry. I'm getting old. Okay? I'm getting old and cranky.
Yeah, you're
Excuse me. Stay off my fucking lawn.
Cranky old man over here.
I'm trying my best. I've spent too
Isn't
much
the
time
whole
around
thing
you.
that you're supposed to throw the hat? Well, hold on. I would never say that people shouldn't bedazzle their hats.
You would say people are stupid for bedazzling their hats.
I would say they're stupid for it.
Okay.
I wouldn't say they shouldn't do it.
All right.
You're stupid for doing all sorts of things that I would never tell you not to do.
Fair.
Here's the thing with that. The dumber you are, and the quicker you take yourself out of circulation, the more there's left for me. Right?
And see, I think this is where we clash, especially if we're going back to, like, experiences. I am always excited to do new things that you think are insanely stupid.
There's a bit of a difference between some of the things that I think are insanely stupid and others.
Okay.
So there's varying degrees there. Jumping out of a plane isn't stupid, it's suicidal.
Okay.
Jumping off a bridge isn't stupid, it's suicidal. So here's the thing. With the jumping off a bridge deal, would you ever play Russian roulette for fun?
No.
Why? That's how people kill themselves.
Exactly.
It's a form of suicide.
Exactly.
So is jumping off a bridge.
No. I jumped off a cliff last week. I was fine. It was fun.
Different than bungee jumping.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there was a height differential between where one might bungee jump from and the cliff that you jumped off
This
of.
is fair, yes.
Bit of a difference.
But
Still stupid.
did I tell you about the Oddity Fair that I went to the Oddity Festival?
No.
Okay. Went to an Oddity
yes, you
Festival.
did, yeah.
Okay. A couple months ago. They did human suspension there.
Yeah.
Where you would lay down and they would basically pierce your back in multiple spots and put basically half-inch fish hooks through you.
Yeah.
And then hang you from the ceiling. Like meat.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do it. I think it would be a fun experience to have to say that I've done it. Adrian Fort would never fucking do it. He would never
That's
consider doing
stupid.
it. Why?
Why is it not stupid?
It's
Explain to me
trying
how it's
something
not
new. It's
trying
like,
something.
It's proving that you can do something that no one else does. Do you know anybody else who does that?
Okay. You can do something that no one else does, or you can do something that no one else can.
Does.
Right.
Okay.
Anyone can hang from the ceiling if they're suspended from fish hooks.
Yes.
Most people are smart enough not to do it.
Okay.
There's a difference. Would you choose to dunk a basketball if you could? Of course you would.
Okay.
Right? Bit of a difference.
All right.
Might come in handy at some point. Maybe you're playing backyard basketball. Maybe you go to the rec center, whatever people do. I don't fucking know. It's different than suspending yourself from meat hooks.
I am all about it. We will go next year. We'll bring the camera, and I'll do it.
Okay.
And we'll put it on the channel.
We'll do it.
We'll do it for We'll Do It.
Okay.
And I will swing from the rafters, and a great time will be had by all. Can we talk about We'll Do It a little bit?
Let's talk about We'll Do It.
Okay. So, are we going into like the full formalities and telling everything about We'll Do It? Because We'll Do It is coming.
Whatever you'd like to talk about.
Okay. We are getting ready to launch this new channel, this Bantam Paradox.
Yeah.
And we are wanting to do a series called We'll Do It, where we put ourselves in various situations and we do it.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a lot of different...
some of them are going to be like that. Some
different
of them are
variety.
gonna be
Educational things, working on cars, things that we've learned skills. I'd love to get into do some woodworking, figuring things out. But I am going to occasionally sling the weird at you. And we're going to go hang from fishhooks.
That is not the weird, that is the stupid.
That is the weird.
That is the stupid.
And I think we have to have a soccer red card system where if Adrian wants, he can hold up his red card in shame, and I will complete the task. I think we have to have a running record of how many we've completed.
And I will screw you so quickly. Today, we're going to learn how to run a mile. Red card.
Red card. I can run a mile, just
tomorrow,
not very fast. Takes me a couple days, but I'll get there. It's today on We'll Do It, we're going to work for a full week. Nope, not doing that. Not doing that. But I think it's going to be interesting.
Today on We'll Do It, responsibility.
No, hard pass.
Slughorn.
However, if you have any ideas for We'll Do It, since we're getting ready to transition into Bantam Paradox, please leave them below. No matter what they are, something will do it.
Yeah, would you like to tell them about topical disappointment?
You go ahead, you take that one.
So topical disappointment is the fact that Adrian lives in a cardboard box and has no exposure to the outside world, and topical disappointment is a 5-minute segment during which Dalton tries to convince Adrian of certain things in popular culture and why they're a good idea. If you have any ideas for shows such as that, we would appreciate them in the description, in the comment section below as well, because Dalton has run out of ideas already because he's getting to be a grumpy old man just like myself.
I'm slowly moving into the grumpy old man. But that's the problem. I try to sell you on an idea, and this is what it is, and you're like, well, that's stupid. And I try to sell it to you in any way I can see how, and you're like, no, that's just stupid.
I find different ways to explain to you why and how these things are stupid, do I not?
You do. You try your
best.
So
give me my credit, Dalton.
Okay.
Vaping.
I have no issue with vaping.
Yeah, I know. We had an episode over that.
Yeah, I got you to vape.
Yeah.
Butterscotch nicotine.
Yeah, butterscotch. I thought it was a cereal. It did not taste like butterscotch. It tasted like pure disappointment in myself and everything that I've done in my life that has got me to that experience.
But I think it's going to be a fun segment. We've had a lot of fun filming them. They look good. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be something completely different.
I think so.
Variety hour-ish, but not variety hour.
Yes, if you could take the concepts behind Variety Hour, a little low-key Adrian and Dalton, and just turn them loose in the world.
Right.
I think
for 5 minutes a pop.
Yes,
and we've got some other ideas for different series on Bantam Paradox as well.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think we need to take some of these topical disappointments and transition them into We'll Do It's.
Okay.
Because I want to take you out and show you the world, Adrian.
The vaping world?
The vaping world. I want to take you to a music festival and have you live it for 3 days.
I don't think that would be healthy for me or anyone closely involved to the experience.
I will tell you wholeheartedly it's not healthy for anyone involved with the experience anyway, so it's all fine. We'll get there.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. And it's coming very shortly, very soon.
Yeah, very soon.
In the works.
So long as I can get these things edited in a responsible fashion. Yeah. I'm struggling a little bit with it right now.
Okay.
Just because I want it to be a bit of a different setup. I want there to be different things going on. So that's that. We'll see what we get to make of it. We'll see how far we get with it. And this has been Variety Hour. If you got this far into the show, congratulations, you have endurance. Maybe hit the like button. Maybe hit the subscribe button if you have not. And if you would like to help us create more content here on Strip Cover Lit or on Bantam Paradox, there is a link, as always, to our Patreon to be found in the description below.